Good morning once again. Without further ado, let's go into page 1 of part A of the reading paper and take a look at the 8 questions there. Now, number 1, how did the people who live in the park feel? Now, how did the people feel? When you talk about feelings, there's one very simple word that you can find in paragraph 1, the word relief here. But of course, this is not exactly the answer, because when you talk about how people feel, you need an adjective. Relief, it's a noun. You need to change the noun into an adjective in order to get to the answer. Number 2, why didn't the locals want the highway to be built? Here, I would like to draw your attention to the use of relative clause. Now, I'm not so sure if all of you still remember what relative clauses are. This is an example. The construction of a 300-kilometer highway that... Now, probably shouldn't... Now, this is... the blue part, it's the noun. The orange part, it's the relative clause. Of course, including the word that there. This relative clause does not only provide information, additional information, it actually hints at the reason. So this is what we need to pay attention to in a question like this, asking for reasons. Sometimes we do not only look for words like because, since, or therefore. We also look at relative clauses to see if there are any hints. Number 3, I think the word is very obvious. An adjective in paragraph 1 that means something that must, something must not be changed, must not be affected. So I'll leave you to figure that out. Number 4, how did the protesters persuade the government not to build a highway? Now, how did they persuade the government? Mainly, we're looking for a verb in past tense. So go to paragraph 2, look for that word in past tense, and you can very easily see it. Now that we're at question 4, I'd just like to draw attention to the similarities between question 2 and question 4. You see, question 2 says, didn't want the highway to be built. Okay. Question 4, persuade the government not to build a highway. Now, so this, just from these 2 questions, you can already confirm your understanding of the passage, which is that the locals don't want the highway that is proposed by the government. That's the argument, and that's probably where the lie comes from. So, okay, so this is question 2 and 4. Number 5, how did the authorities try to stop the protesters? Now, not so sure if you still remember the authorities meaning related government departments. So basically, how did the government try to stop the protesters? And it is so obvious in the passage because there's something that you have seen many times in the past half a year or so. Tear gas. Is it the only answer? Of course it is not. You need to catch the whole answer, the full answer there. So I'll leave you to finish that off. Okay. And then number 6, who did the protesters convince? Well, again, it's really simple. The answer is in paragraph 2, and it's a person. So, or maybe some people, but that's not too difficult to figure out. Number 7, the 4 words there. The first word, center, you look for a word, a noun, probably, okay, a singular noun. The second word continued, you look for a past tense verb. That means continued. The third word cancelled. Cancel, no ed. Okay, this is okay. Verb in its bare infinitive form. That means cancel. You have something, but then you scrap it, you put it aside, you give it up, something like that. The fourth word there, obtaining. Again, it's very simple. You look at the form. The safest choice would be a verb in an ing form, but it can also be an adjective or a noun. So you have to be a bit careful there. But generally, we look at the meaning, of course. We look at the part of speech. We look at the form. That's the three things. These are the three most important things that we look at when we handle a question like this. Number 8, how did the situation with Tipnis National Park change in 2017? Now, when you talk about change, how did the situation change? Again, look for past tense verb, because it's, in 2017 there. Look for past tense verb. Look for something that is changed, so that is different. Okay, you either talk about before and after, or you look for a past tense verb that signals a change. So that's how you get the answers of questions number 1 to 8. See you in the next video. Don't forget, after watching this video, try the quiz on Google Classroom. See you.